I said I'd be careful. You said just feel. Now I'm knee deep in questions. You never tried to heal. I told myself to take it slow, but you were louder than I know. And now I don't know where I end and where your shadow begins. It felt like falling, but I never thought I'd hit the bottom. I'm too far in to pull back now. You said breathe, but taught me how to drown. It's not love if I can't sleep, but I keep showing up just to feel you leave. And I try to call it what it's not, but truth doesn't lie when your hands forgot. I'm too far in to not feel lost. I gave you soft, you turned it sharp. I wrote in color, you tore it apart. And you smiled like I was safe, but now I carry all your weight. And now who's safe, oh, still buried away. You didn't ask for all of me, but you never told me to keep anything. I'm too far in to save myself. You said I care, then love someone else. It's not love if it breaks this deep, but I still lay down where you used to sleep. And I try to forget the cost, but I'm too far in to not feel lost. You said I'll call tomorrow, like it meant something but never did. I answered your last message with a heart instead of a question. I thought leaving quiet would mean less pain, but silence has echoes too. I don't hate you, but I hate how you ended it. You said goodbye like it was nothing, just one sentence and a blink, and me standing still. You said goodbye like the world would wait, but it didn't, and neither did you. I rehearse how I'd leave, but never say it right. I stay too long hoping you'll feel the gap. You closed the door so soft, but it still shook me. You said goodbye like we'd see each other next week, like love was a season and I was a coat you wore too long. And now I wear my quiet like armor. with all your songs. None of them felt like me now. I used to turn every feeling into a verse, every silence into a metaphor. I used your name like it was a chord that meant something. But I got tired of singing to a ghost. I don't write about you well anymore. Not the way you left or the way you stayed too long. I write about the morning I didn't miss you, and how that felt strange but good. You used to be the end of every line. Now you're just a space I skip when I speak. I wrote about you until you stopped feeling real. I don't write about you anymore, and maybe that's why it's finally my song. And it sounds better this way. And maybe that's why it's finally my song. It sounds better this way. I don't write about you anymore. Not the way you left or the way you stayed too long. I write about the morning I didn't miss you, and how that felt strange but good. You didn't say sorry, but I stopped waiting for that. You were the fire I kept putting my hands in. I thought if I stayed long enough, you'd soften, but you only burned quieter. I let go in pieces, but they still left marks. I'm good now, not better, not over, but whole. I don't miss your voice, I just remember how loud my silence felt around you. I forgave without hearing your side, not because you deserved it, but because I did. You didn't choose me. Now I choose me. I'm good now. I sleep without flinching. I look at the door and don't hope I still pause at your contact in my phone. Don't delete it, just scroll past and move on. Your shirt's still here, I pretend not to see, but it's folded too neat to forget what we used to be. Some nights I sleep but not through. Some songs still sound like you, and I still flinch when someone laughs the way you did. So check the back of every cafe, hoping you might have walked in. And it hurts in the quiet where no one knows your name, but I whisper it soft like a prayer I can't explain. You're still the ache after your name. I don't wear red since that one date. You said it made me look brave. Now every mirror feels like a dare to be fine while you're not there. They say the heart forgives in time, but mine just counts each almost like a crime. And I still flinch when someone laughs the way you did. Still check the back of every cafe, hoping you might have walked in. And it hurts in the quiet where no one says your name, but I whisper it soft like something I can't tame. You're still the ache after your name. You waited but didn't ask. I stayed but didn't speak. You leaned like you were about to say it, but never did. So I smiled like maybe I didn't notice. I almost said something real, but it caught in my throat and I let it stay there. Your eyes said stay, my hand said no. We could have tried, we didn't though. We swayed not close enough to fall. We stayed right at the edge of it all. And I still wonder, what if you had said, come here, would I have gone? You touched my sleeve like it meant something, and maybe it did, but we didn't say it. You looked back, but I didn't wave, and that silence stayed longer than we did. We held it, but didn't name it. We wanted, but waited until it was too quiet to keep. But we swayed almost onto something true, but we stopped just short of you. And that was enough. to leave. I didn't cry, not where you could see it. You never asked, but I would have told you all the ways you lived in me without knowing it. You said I was quiet, but I was loud in all the ways that mattered. I loved you in silence, in every pause you didn't notice. And when you left, you took nothing, but it still felt like losing everything. I made space for your forgetting. You made peace with not remembering me at all. I don't hate you, but I don't carry you anymore. I loved you in silence, and that's the loudest I've ever been. Oh, so when you wonder why I stopped trying, it's because I did for so long and you never heard it. I was quiet, but I was full of you. You didn't leave like a door slam. You left like lights fading. First it was shorter messages, then fewer questions, then silence that didn't feel like quiet. You were gone long before I admitted it. You forgot me slowly, like a clock ticking in another room. You forgot me softly, like dust on something you used to love. I started talking less so you wouldn't have to, and you called it peace. The worst part is not the end, it's the days before that look so much like love, like love. You forgot me slowly, but I remember everything. That's what makes it worse. between us. You're not him, you don't flinch when I speak too softly. You look when I look, and it feels strange to be seen. I smile, but still wait for it to change. So I keep a little fear in my pocket just in case. I keep the door half open just in case. You seem kind and I believe you, but I've been wrong before. You ask what song I skip when I'm sad, and that almost makes me cry. You don't push, but I step back sometimes anyway. You say you're safe here, and I want to trust the sound of that. So I keep a little fear in my pocket just in case. But maybe this time I won't need it. And maybe you won't make me use her. But I carry it still, just in case. I stopped checking my phone the way you used to make it ring. I folded all your shirts and gave them back without a thing. The mirror still says your name on days I'm not okay, but I'm brushing out the silence like it's just another day. You took the songs, you took the room, but you won't take what's left of me too. I gave you the best, you gave me a ghost. You left with a smile I needed the most. You broke me down so carefully, but I still kept the softer piece. Now I wake up with half of me, but it's a half that wants to heal. I stop walking past our place, I take a different street now. And when they say a name, I don't have to look around. I'm not ready to forget, but I'm done replaying pain. 'Cause loving you was heavy, and I need light again. I kept your secrets like they were mine, but none of you was ever really mine. I gave you the best, you gave me a ghost. You left with a smile I needed the most. You broke me down so carefully, but I still kept the softer piece. Now I wake up with half of me, and maybe that half's enough to breathe. And maybe half is where I start to feel. Maybe half is how I heal. I say your name less now, but it still lingers in the back of my mouth. Like smoke, I try to hold words that hurt when they stay too long. Your sweater's gone, your books are boxed, but memory is cruel like that. It doesn't need a single thing to haunt a heart that still can't sing. They say move on, it gets better, but better doesn't feel like this. You're still in my mouth, like a song I never finished. Still under my skin, like a cut I never stitched in. I laugh and ache every time someone says you look okay, but they don't hear you whisper in the quiet part of day. You're still in my mouth and I still taste your name. I tried new lips, new city lights, but your shadow caught every flight. You're in the way my fingers shake when someone says, are you okay? You left, but forgot to take all the places you used to stay in me. You're still in my mouth, like truth I can't untangle. You're still in my chest, like breath I have to angle. I fake it fine, but in the space between the words I say, you still burn in the soft parts of the day. You're still in my mouth and I still taste your name. I opened the lamp on your side out of habit and turned it off right after. The bed's too big, but I don't sleep small anymore. I keep the books you never finished, just to feel less final. I'm not waiting, but I'm not all the way gone. I live in half the light, in spaces you used to fill. I'm not cold, I'm just not warm like before. There's no storm, but there's no stillness. I drink from your old mug because it feels right. Not to hold on, but to remember how simple being held was. I'm okay, but not complete, and maybe that's enough. I live in half the light, and it's not lonely, but it's not home. And maybe that's where I'll stay. I told you without saying it, we'd be, but you never heard what wasn't loud. You smiled with your lips, not your eyes. And I kept pretending not to notice. You held my waist like you were checking if I was still there, not if I was okay. I tried to speak in soft ways, but maybe you only feel when it breaks. I felt it in full color, you saw it black and white. I reached, but you leaned back. I stayed while you paced inside. You never felt it loud, but I did. I left my favorite version of myself in that room where you never looked closely. Maybe you don't remember the words, but I do, and they were mine, not yours. I felt it in full color, you saw it like a frame. I burned while you dimmed the flame. You never felt it loud, but I still do. And that is why I left. I felt it in full color, you saw it like a frame. I burned while you dimmed the flame. You never felt it loud, but I still do. And that is why I left. Your coat is gone, but somehow I still wear it in my mind. I changed the lock, moved the bed, cut my hair, stopped writing things I never said. But you still fill the spaces you left, and I tell them I'm okay, but there's air I still hold, like your name, your air I walk through, not heavy but still real. Your air I breathe in, without thinking, without choosing, still feeling. I laugh now. at things you'd hate, but somehow that makes me miss you more. Healing looks like forgetting, but it feels like remembering in slow motion. Your air I walk through, and I wish you were something I could touch, but you pass through me like light and leave no shadow, only chill, only chill. The river bent like a question, and you stood on the wrong side, smiling. You said, "This feels right," with hands that shook while holding mine. I believed in timing, but maybe we ran out before we met. I stayed where the water curved toward you. We met where the river bends, where the current hesitated just long enough to touch. I built a bridge with my hands. You built a boat and sailed away. You taught me how to wait without waiting, how to smile through slow goodbyes. I learned how to say it's